What's up, guys? Well done for keeping up with this. We're going to finish the week off with another full body strength session. There's a few progressions, and we're bringing back in an exercise we did quite a few weeks back, but for a lot of you it will be new. So well done for another week's training. Let's keep it up, let's stay positive, and yeah, enjoy your weekend as well, guys. For the Bulgarian split squat, you're going to need to elevate your back foot. So Maureen's using a chair here. We would recommend for most people a little bit lower than this chair. For taller guys, the chair would be good. What you want to do is set up with your foot right near the edge, okay? And you're going to bring your foot forward so that when you go down, your knee comes forward but not over your toes too much. So Maureen's going to drop down into a single leg squat, okay? And then up. What I do want to show you is we don't want her knee caving in like that. You want to keep the middle of the knee, if I draw a line straight down, in line with the middle toe. Okay, also very important that you don't tilt your pelvis like this. You slightly engage your lower abs. So if we look from the side, Maureen will show you. So Maureen, let's tilt the wrong way. And then she wants to slightly engage these abs. Get tall, so let's correct. Okay, so the pelvis is neutral, dropping down. If you look, her knee's coming maybe a tiny bit in front of the toe is fine, but not more than that. Then the other thing we want to think about during this movement, guys, is sitting back into that hip, okay? Not coming forward onto the knee, sitting back into the working hip. The next movement is a pike push-up. Probably the first time you're going to try this, guys. It's very different. So we're going to show you the easiest variation up to the hardest. So the easiest variation, Maureen's going to get into this sort of tabletop position. She's going to push her hips up into the air, but her knees are slightly bent. From here, she's going to go into like a shoulder press motion. So you're not dropping down like this, you're dropping into a shoulder press motion, slow and controlled down, extending all the way up till your elbows lock out completely. Okay, to progress this movement, Maureen's going to go up onto the chair, but onto her knees, not onto her feet. Okay, from this position, it's just a little bit more of a vertical angle, so obviously a little bit harder. Okay, and then the final progression is on the chair onto your feet. So this is almost like a handstand push-up. Keep this chair still for her. You can do it on your couch. It's a bit slippery on this turf. Guys, if you are able to do handstand push-ups on the wall, that is even a further progression which you can do. But make sure you should be able to do the amount of reps that's in your workout card. So guys, refer to the workout sheet for your sets and reps for this, and do the movements according to the tempo. Slow and controlled is always better. So the first movement is a single leg deadlift. We want to mimic the normal barbell deadlift pattern. So often when people train a single leg deadlift, they do the Romanian deadlift. So that's hips a bit higher. We want to mimic the full deadlift pattern on this specific movement. Okay, so we're going to first show you the regressed version, holding onto a chair for a bit of balance, so you can get used to the movement your first set with this, or stick with it if you're struggling to balance. So what Maureen's going to do is drop down into a full deadlift. Her weight is predominantly on her heel towards the back of her foot. Her back knee slowly lowers and drops and touches just behind her front foot ankle. Okay, so she's getting into, if you look from the side angle, she's getting into the full deadlift pattern. If you want to progress this movement, slow it down. Or hold some weights on the side if you have. So what we don't want to see is the knee shaking around, slow and controlled. If you look from the front, pause and up. Maureen's going to set up against the wall. Thing you need to watch here is that you're going to drop into a squat so that your hips are in line with your knee. So a straight line here. Your femur is in a straight line, and you've got a 90-degree angle. So your heel needs to be directly beneath your knee joint. Okay? Very important to get into that position. We call this a torture chamber. Head back against the wall. Do not put your hands on your thighs. Don't rest them there, on the side. When most people do the plank movement in the gym, they do it completely wrong, and actually it's a big waste of time, because all they're doing is hanging out on their joints, on their ligaments, on their tendons, and
are relaxed in the posture and not engaging the muscle that could get the benefit from a correctly done plank position. You guys may have seen how people do plank world records and they hold this thing for hours. That's not effective. What we want to do when we do the plank, or as we like to term it, the hardstyle plank, is create as much full body tension and do it for a much shorter period of time, 10 to 15 seconds. So what we need to do in the movement is get a big belly breath of air in. And first thing you need to do is squeeze your abdominal muscles. So your whole midsection you need to make tight. So as if you were bracing for someone to punch you. Okay, tight. Then what we're going to do is squeeze our quads, our glutes, our fists, and pull down to activate our lat muscles. So it's quite a lot going on at once. And if you do it correctly, you'll create so much tension that you'll shake, your nervous system will be so overloaded. But it's way more effective, guys, in developing full body tension and strength. So what we want to do is set up with your feet about shoulder width apart, okay? But you can play with that angle and of your feet, so the width of your feet, and get it to a position where you find you can create the most tension. Next, you want your elbows directly beneath your shoulder joint, okay, and your fists apart. Then we're going to come up into a straight plank. Breathe in. Brace the midsection, squeeze the quads, the glutes, pull down the fist. Okay. Guys, do not tense the face or the neck muscles, so you want to be tight from below the neck. Don't tense the trap, you must pull down. If you're getting this right, you'll almost tremor because you're creating so much tension. What you have to do is breathe once into your belly, keep that tight, and then take shallow breaths, not letting out that initial big breath. So we call that breathing behind the shield. So small breaths, but not letting that initial big pocket of air out of your midsection. Okay, give it a go and give us some feedback.